Hello, Flosstube. For everyone who is joining from the knitting podcast, welcome back. For everybody who is here just for the Flosstube, welcome. Apparently, every pet in my house needs to make a noise right now. Petrie just meowed and bopped at his old man. Not sure if anyone else has dogs that do that, but seriously, he'll like stretch and go. And we call it his old man chin wiggle or whatever. And yeah, it's adorable, but he just like totally stretched out and went right next to me. I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for anything canine or feline or what have you. Still on my second cup of coffee. Probably going to be my only second cup. I probably won't go to a third cup. I don't know. We'll see what the day holds. It is Friday, September 30th. And I, for one, am kind of ready for October. I don't know that I'm 100% ready for October, but I'm really excited for the Soulful Stitchers Year of Whips. That's where I was going. I do believe it's the Youch is the tag. So let's jump right on in. I do have a finished object. It is this. It's the Sister Stitcher. You really cannot see, like, I can see it kind of. Okay, you can kind of see it there. The thread that is supposed to connect the everything. Totally wrong color, but hey, I wanted to be done. It was late. It made complete sense in my head. I have no idea what count this is. This is a scrap of fabric I found. I think it might be 14 count. I did 3/1. This is a free pattern by The Primitive Hare. I printed it out just in case. I think my mom might want to stitch this for my aunt because they're both cross stitchers. So it looks like there's, I'm not sure if anyone else notices this. It looks like there's some sort of back stitching between her dress and her top, but it's not in the pattern for me. And there were a couple colors I had to change because I didn't have them, and I wasn't going to go out just to get like a color of floss for one teeny little thing. So the skin I changed. I made it a little darker, and this color, the stitcher, not the S, but the rest of the words, I changed that to 3799. So there you have it. I finished it. This was part of the Tracy P stitch along that she created. She created a group to stitch this along for her birthday, so that is done. I don't know if I'll send it to her or not. It's kind of not the best piece of work I've ever done, but I don't know. Maybe I'll just ask Tracy. So I did have a finish. Started and finished it like yesterday. I think it took me 2 days now. I think I started the day before and I finished yesterday. Or somewhere like that. I don't know. I'm having a brain fart right now. Where the heck did the black go? Okay, here we go. So, moving onward and upward into my whips. Oh, the whips. I had a depressing problem. I was working on my Halloween arches, which I love because there's bats. There's bats, there's a cat, there's clearly like some sort of haunted house. Like, I just like it in general. And it's by Bent Creek. Here's my qualm. Rocking away. Almost got this one done. I just need to put the star in, the moon in. I'm doing it on 28 count, some sort of linen. It's either Carolina or Irish. It's the kind you get at Michael's in a tube. And so I started this arch, and as I was about to move it over and realized, okay, so there's 5 arches total. I have done 2.5. 2.5 arches are complete. 2.5 arches are complete. Do you think that in anyone's measure of the imagination, this is going to do 2.5 arches? No, it's not. You know why? Because it took me one of these to get the third, to get the cat, the last of the house, and the entirety of the arch I've completed so far done. So I probably should have had 2 of these. Does it call for 2 in the pattern? No. Does it? No. You know what? I would have ordered 2, and now I've got to wait because I don't have an LNS. So I got to order it from 123 Stitch. Not a big deal, but it's kind of annoying. I wish they would have said, by the way, you need 2 of the black because guess what? There's a bunch of arches. And being my first time I've ever used Weeks Dye Works, I had no idea. Unless they were talking about the 10-yard put-ups, because I believe you can get a 10-yard put-up, and these are the 5-yard put-ups I have. But specify! Gosh, that's annoying. So I'm hiatusing this one until I order and get in the extra onyx, because, hold on a sec. One moment, please. Sorry, had to go and do some stuff with the other podcast while it's uploading and everything. I had a little ping. I'm not sure if you heard it, but I had to deal with that. So, Bent Creek, not so happy with you. Like, no matter how I look on, and it says it's stitched on 32 count, 2 strands of floss over 2 threads. Does that make a big enough difference? Should I have known better? Maybe. I don't... You know what? I still think they should have told you to get 2 because I'm running out on the 3rd arch. And there are 5 arches. I still have 2 bats and 2 pots for the trees. So I would have bought 310 and just continued to go, except that the onyx is actually shaded. It's actually shaded enough that I would totally notice that, and it would bug the living bejiminy out of me. I just, no, not having it. Not having it at all. Unimpressed. Bent Creek fail. Well, for me anyway. Moving on. So something that did get a fair bit of love this week. And I have no rhyme or reason for how things work in my head or how I pick them. However, I did see that Emily from Eclectic Possessions, along with a couple of other people, I believe, are doing a dark October stitch along, like, you know, spooky, dark, Halloween-y stuff for all of October. I'm in. I am so in. Not only do I have 2 things in my whip down, or year of whips, that could count. I've got my sugar skull, which is inherently spooky because it's a skull, or my, I don't know if I can pull it out without stuff tumbling down here, or my owl, my night owl. I'm pretty sure this qualifies as spooky-ish, or dark, or Halloween-y. I've got those 2, and then I've got the red and the black too, also a bit on the spooky side. So I'm guessing I've got enough that I could go through October, working on whips, maybe starting 1 or 2 more. I've also got my Hocus Pocus I want to work on, particularly with it being the most wonderful month of the year. I'm big into Halloween. I don't take the decorations down. I have a bat tattoo, come on. I've also got a big crow. Anywho, Next up, the one that got a fair bit of work is the Dear Heart by Kathy Barrick. As you may know, she was part of the Carriage House sampling. She did the original Hawk Around Hollow. Subsequently, her sister took over and is doing a bunch of the newer stuff. But, oh my goodness, I just love Kathy Barrick. Love. And I've got my Crafter's Waypoint needle minder. I think I'm going to have to get some spooky needle minders for my purposes. I've got my adorable kitty. I'm going to pull this off just so you can see. Look at the little tongue. Her little tongue sticking out. I think it's Frank, my cat Frank, so I assume it's a her. And there are many Franken expressions that I'm actually quite used to, and the husband took one. He took his, just a side tangent here, let me show you this first. So that's where I've gotten more outline done. There's actually 2 colors in here so far, and I've got the leaf. This is the highest point on this side, and I believe this is the lowest point. So I'll probably frame it in something equidistant. I don't know. It all depends, but I'm loving how it's coming out. I'm doing it on 32 count Plum Street Paddock linen. I'm really liking this linen. It is my jam. Ooh, yeah, and okay, because I don't have enough things to do, there is a spooky start I want to start. I kitted, I guess. I don't know that I needed to kit. I prepped I believe it's called The Key from the 2016 Halloween issue of the Just Cross Stitch. The big Halloween issue, not the October issue, which I also have. Don't judge. And I'm going to do that on one of my eco-printed fabrics. It's an 18 count. It'll be perfect with just the solid black. It's not the eco-printed, it's the naturally dyed. Anywho, it's going to be beautiful. I'm totally bringing that one out in October. Because I can. Because I can. So, as I was saying, hubby took his cross stitch with him on the ship, and for his birthday, my mom and I got him a supersized max color head. It is the 9, I believe it's the 9 planets with dragons on top of them, and I think Pluto's included because we love Pluto. But we got that for him, and he decided that's going to be his deployment work, so he's been working on that on the ship. He still has to finish the lighthouse. He has not finished the lighthouse. He needs to do that. Especially if he expects me to get it done, like, framed by December. I'm not sure if we're framing or if we're just going to be like, here you go, frame it yourself. Because I do that for my Canadian family. I would do that because I can't send glass internationally. I can, but it's a beast, and I don't want to. And then they can pick out what they want. But apparently he has completed one whole square of Magic Guide, which is 20 by 20, so that's what 400 stitches. He's completed a square, and he feels like he is on top of the world. And it's like, I'm not going to point out that this thing is like 45 inches across on 25 count. Right. Well, I'm sure he'll have fun, and he'll really enjoy the finished product. And that's all that matters. Someone who came out of retirement or hibernation was Stevie, the Gypsy Queen by Nora Corbett. I know it's a derogatory slang term, but I'm having somewhat of an issue because people still use it as an identifier. Let alone that, but let's not even get into the TLC shows about My Big Fat Gypsy Wedding. And that would be my mommy. So here is how good she looks now. She's adorable. Should probably put her on a bigger Q-snap, but I'm just being lazy. So let's look at the work I actually did. So got a bunch of this done. and some more of this, some more of the orange, and some of this. And right beside here is going to be her hand and the pedestal she's on. Excuse me. Sorry. And so she's coming along splendidly. I'm enjoying her. I'm enjoying the mindlessness right now. It's very mindless for me. I like anything. Cross stitch has become an escape thing for me. I like how it's not very, you don't have to worry. You just count. So she got some work done on her, which I love. And while I was working on those, being all alone, well, not all alone, but the nights I was alone, I started poking around and I found some more my mom is playing with my brother's dog because she's visiting family in Regina. So I found some more podcasts, or some more Flosstubes, and I have to say, so there's the Naughty Mermaid, whom I really enjoyed, and then Stitching Petunia, who I found out about through Boss Lady Watkins. I'm just going to call her Boss Lady Watkins, the Soulful Stitcher, whom I adore. Stitching Petunia, who, in the episode I watched, got to meet Jo, and I was very jealous because I love Jo, who I, for some reason, had a complete brain fart as to the fact that she has her own podcast, because I thought for some reason it was only ever Jo and Molly. Anywho, brain fart. Jealous of the Petunia getting to meet the Jo. Just jealous. I'm jealous. I get jealous of things all the time. Not really, but let's just pretend. So I watched those, and that was really fun, and I'm trying to expand my Flosstube horizons because I don't really like watching cable television at night. It just seems, I'm just not a fan. But I can't watch, like, American Horror Story at night. Okay, I love American Horror Story, but I have to watch it during the day. Disclaimer, I have to watch scary stuff when it's bright out if I'm by myself. I am not as good as Emily, where you can just sit there and laugh. No, I will actually freak myself out. Possibly because this season is taking place, like, out in the boonies, and I live out in the boonies, and it kind of creeps me out because I'm a city girl. But, so really enjoying the Stitching Petunia, doing a lot of backlog on Jo, and the Naughty Mermaid only has like one podcast, maybe two. So finding new stuff. If there's anybody you would like to recommend, please do tell me, because I'm trying to build up my watching list, and there are only, like, okay, the shout-outs may help, but so there you have it. I think that's everything for this episode of Flosstube. I really don't know why oh, well. I feel like I don't have anything, but I do have a lot. And right before I go, I just want to say that do we need to start being nicer to each other? Maybe we don't. I don't know. Someone whom I really enjoy watching is stopping because of trolls for a bit, and I am really going to miss that, and it sucks. So, big love to everybody, and hopefully, we just need to ignore the trolls as best we can and keep doing what we're doing, because it is a really pretty community, and because I don't want to miss people. I already miss enough people because I have no family here, and my husband's going to be gone, and I don't really have a lot of friends in the area. I have no friends in this area, actually. So, like, this little community is kind of like where I have my friends, so I can't make the trolls stop trolling. But maybe if we spread the love enough, it won't make a difference if the trolls pop their ugly heads up. Just a thought. Alright, tangent over. I will see everybody next week. I will be uploading a month vlog later today. So, happy stitching.